Welcome back. Today we're in a different environment, but same concept. We have a 30-minute full body Lagree and Reformer Pilates inspired routine. Today you'll just need a band. I have the one that's a loop, but if you have a straight band, we can tie in a knot when needed. My resistance is light, but if you have the latex one, I would go medium. They tend to have a little bit more stretch to them. Similar to other workouts, we'll start with abs, but what makes today's different, it's a lot of full body, so arms and legs at the same time. Then we have more legs, and then finishing with abs. I did not record a ton of modifications, so for today, the modification would be just to lose the band to decrease the resistance. If you want to make it harder, always take it slower. Another thing I want to remind you is we love to engage our deep core. So as we start in our ab block, I want you to think about pulling your belly button to your back. Your transverse abdominis, that muscle around your abdomen, should be engaged at all times. We're going to start here in our tabletop position. Place a band around your feet. Have one side in each hand. Make sure your back's flat to the ground. If you notice, I did a posterior pelvic tilt, so I flattened my back. Make sure it's fully touching the mat. You're going to press your legs out to the 45 degrees, keeping your hands above your shoulders right at 90 degrees. For a modification, drop the band and do it without resistance. Ten seconds left here, and then head to a pulse. Pulse in 3, 2, 1. When you wrap up this pulse, return to the tabletop position and you'll lower your feet down to the ground in 3, 2, 1. Check in with your body. Is your core engaged? Is your back flat? Are you keeping your arms still? We're here for 10 more seconds, then we're going into a pulse. Really push through these abs, engage your deep core. Pulse in 3, 2, 1. Here for 3, 2, 1. Sit up into a sit-up position. Have your legs hover parallel to the ground. Place the band around the palm of your feet. We're going into bicep curls. So keep those elbows up, even with your shoulders. Bring your hands towards your face. Right now, we're working our arms and our abs, rolling into those combo moves I talked about. For our modification, go into a standard sit-up position where your feet are on the ground. You'll remain doing bicep curls, but your elbows will be lower, closer to your body than what we have here, with elbows in line with shoulders. Transitioning to single arm in 3, 2, 1. Here for 3, 2, 1. Transition to a sit-up position, placing the band around your feet on the ground, keeping your arms straight. You're going to sit up, press back, so engage your back muscles, squeezing your shoulder blades together, and slowly come down. Transitioning to tricep extensions next. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Come up onto your knees, placing the band under your feet. You'll have your arms behind your head, elbows high. In this position, your knees, hips, shoulders, and elbows should be in line. Let's not arch our back, keep our core engaged. If you look at my abdomen, you can see my core muscles working. Do you love how we can sneak abs and core into almost anything? Focus here on the full range of motion, but do not let your hands drop below your elbows. You want to keep some tension in that band to keep those triceps engaged. I'm flipping around just to show a different view, but you're here for another 30 seconds. I know it feels like you've been in this move forever, but we're almost done. In 10 seconds, we're going to head into a pulse. Let's pulse in 3, 2, 1. Transitioning to serve the platter in 3, 2, 1. Keep the band under your ankles. Bring the band in your hand to the front. You're going to sit with your bottom on your heels. We're going to warm up these glutes here. So as you press the band forward, I want you to rise up into a tall kneeling position. Think of taking your hands into diagonals. They should start at your waist. You should press them forward and up, stopping when they get to your shoulders. Here's the side view. Take note that I stop before my elbows pass my hips to keep tension in the band. Heading to a pulse at the top of the position in 3, 2, 1. Here for 5 more seconds, then headed to an isometric lunge with a shoulder press in 3, 2, 1. You'll have a lunge on the left side with the band under the ball of your right foot. If your band is short, you can place it under your left thigh instead of your right foot. When you shoulder press, I want you to stop when your elbows are in line with your shoulders in that 90-degree position. Let's embrace the burn here. Keep that right heel high and the weight in your left leg. Make sure your knee is over your ankle to keep your glutes and quad engaged. Let me know, are we loving the full body moves or are we loving it? We're here for 5 more seconds, then headed to a RDL on the left side with the row. In 3, 2, 1. So place the band under your left foot. Have a slight hinge in your hips. Take your right leg back. You're going to row and then slowly rise up for that RDL. Here I'm focusing to keep the majority of my body weight in my left leg. I'm holding my right heel high, so just the ball of my foot is on the ground on the right side. Here for 10 more seconds, then headed to an isometric hold in the legs and rowing with your arms. In 3, 2, 1. Keep a slight hinge in your hips, engage your glutes, and burn out those arms. Here for 5 more seconds, then headed to a sumo squat and front raise. In 3, 2, 1. Head to the squat position with your feet wide, toes pointed out about 45 degrees. Place the band under both feet. You're going to hold an isometric sumo squat. Keeping your elbows straight, you're going to lift your hands to they're in line with your shoulders. When you're doing this move, keep your core engaged. Your back should not arch as you lift your hands. In 5 seconds, we're going to head to a pulse in our arms. Pulse in 3, 2, 1. Here for 10 seconds. Back to the RDL row in 3, 2, 1. Place the band under your right foot. This time we're going to do a single arm row. So place both straps in your right hand. Slight hinge in your hips, you'll row, and then slowly rise up, engaging your core. Switch arms in 3, 2, 1. We're headed back to the isometric lunge with the shoulder press in 3, 2, 1. This time we're going to switch to our right side. So place the band under the ball of your left foot. Keep your heel high and have the strap behind you in both hands. Press up, stopping when your elbows are in line with your shoulders. This round we're going to spice it up, so you'll do a single arm. So hold the isometric hold on the opposite side while you press up through the opposite arm. I love single arm work because it also really engages that deep core, keeping your spine and hips stable. In 10 seconds, we're wrapping up this full body work and we're headed to legs. We're going for a heavy squat in 3, 2, 1. Place both of the straps under your feet, have them hip distance apart, band in each arm. You're going to squat down and slowly rise up. It's all legs now. Your arms are off the clock. I want you to focus on sitting back, making sure your knees don't press too far over your ankles. We want to keep those glutes engaged. If you need some more resistance, hold lower on your band, so closer to your feet. If you need less resistance, hold higher on the band. Finishing this move with a pulse and then a hold. We're going to pulse here in 3, 2, 1. Let's challenge ourselves. Let's head to our lowest point and hold in 3, 2, 1. Just in case you haven't had enough of squats, we're going to a sumo squat in 3, 2, 1. You're going to place the band around both feet. Just one, don't double it up. You'll grab the middle with both hands. Keep your feet wide, toes facing out. Slowly lower down and rise up, really squeezing your glutes at the top. Let's see how slow can you go on this round. I'm going to turn to the side so you can get a side view, but you can stay in the same position here. We have 10 seconds and then headed to a pulse and a hold. Let's pulse in 3, 2, 1. Find your lowest position for a hold in 3, 2, 1. If you want to spice it up, let's butterfly your legs out and out and out. We're here for 5 more seconds and headed to a single leg bridge in 3, 2, 1. Lay on your back, right foot on the ground, left foot in the air. Place the band around the palm of your left foot and hold the band in both arms. Squeeze your right glute, pressing your foot into the ceiling, keeping your leg straight in the air. Keep going. We're here for 60 seconds. I'm just turning to the side so you can get a side view. Do you see how my back isn't arched? I'm keeping my core engaged, pressing through my heel. Press through your heel, find your hips in the highest position. We're gonna hold here in 3, 2, 1. Let's lower your leg to the ground, keeping your knees straight and back up. Keep those hips high. Don't let that glute disengage. Back to the single leg glute bridges in 3, 2, 1. Find your highest position in this single leg glute bridge. We're going for a pulse in 3, 2, 1. Headed to leg circles in 3, 2, 1. You're going to switch the band around your other foot. Keep the band in your right hand. You're going to lay with your back flat. Tuck your belly button, pull it into the ground. Take your leg out to the side, making a big circle. I want you to make sure your hips don't rock side to side. You want to use your abdomen to keep your hips in the neutral position. Switch directions in 3, 2, 1. Headed to frog kicks next. In 3, 2, 1. You're going to stay on the same position. Loop the band around both feet. I'm going to switch to the side so you can get a better visual. Lay on your back. Make sure your back is flat. Grab the band in both hands. You're going to press your heels together and in a 45-degree angle. So when you come back, your knees should come apart. And when your legs are fully extended, your knees should be kissing. Ten seconds left here. Then we're going to run it back into leg circles on the left side. In 3, 2, 1. Stay laying on your back, placing the band around the palm of your left foot. You want your leg straight in the air at 90 with your hip at 90 degrees. Take your leg out to the side. Make sure your back's flat to the ground. Hold the band taut so there's some tension on it as you draw these circles. Switch directions in 3, 2, 1. Single leg glute bridge on the left in 3, 2, 1. Drop the band, place it around your right foot, left foot on the ground, lifting through the glutes, keeping that right leg straight. Headed to a glute bridge. Find that highest position. We're going to lower that right leg in 3, 2, 1. So you're going to hold the glute bridge on the left side, lowering your right leg, stopping when it's even with your left, and then coming back up, stopping when your hip's at 90 degrees. Back to single leg glute bridge in 3, 2, 1. Let's finish leg strong. We're going to end with a 10-second pulse in 3, 2, 1. Find your highest point, go up an inch, down an inch. This is the last leg move. Then we're heading to an oblique twist in 3, 2, 1. Heading to the tall kneeling position with the band under both knees, grasping the other side with both hands, arms straight, hands even with shoulders. You're going to rotate to the right. When you're activating your obliques, think about having 2 headlights on your hips. You want to keep those lights facing forward. I also don't want you to arch or sway your back. You're going to tuck your pelvis. You're here for 5 more seconds and you're headed to a pulse in 3, 2, 1. Headed to a Russian twist. You'll flip over to your bottom in 3, 2, 1. Flip over to your bottom, place the band around both feet, have the other end in both hands. You're going to rotate to the right. Think about there's a big beach ball in your arms. Take them into a circle, keeping your hands high. I know it's getting spicy, but let's wring out those abs. We're going to a pulse in 3, 2, 1. Up next, scrambled egg in 3, 2, 1. Head to the tabletop position on your hands and knees. Place the band around the palm of your right foot. Keeping the other end of the band in your right hand, have your legs straight back. Then you're going to draw a line, bringing your foot forward and to the side in line with your hip. It should come forward into a diagonal position. For a modification, you can do this move without the band. I want you to focus on not shifting your weight into that left leg. Keep the weight evenly distributed between your shoulders. Keep your hips in line and keep your back flat. Think of a glass of wine. You don't want it to spill. We are halfway done with obliques. We're going to switch to the other side here in 3, 2, 1. Grab the band, place it around your left foot, switch hands. We're going into a scrambled egg on the left. These are the last 3 minutes of class. Let's finish strong. You're out of this move in 5 seconds. Headed to a Russian twist on the left in 3, 2, 1. You guys are killing it. I'm sweating, so I hope you're putting in just as much work here. Remember, place the band around the palm of your feet. Grab the band on the other end in your hands. Have a beach ball size circle and twist to the left, engaging your obliques. Keep your hips facing forward. Ending this move with the pulse in 3, 2, 1. Can you twist 1 inch farther? Can you squeeze 1 inch harder? We're here for 3, 2, 1. Let's hop back onto the knees, placing the band under our knees and the other end clasped between both hands. We're going for an oblique twist to the left. So have your arms straight out, even with your shoulders. You are down to the last 30 seconds. Don't give up here. We're going to a pulse in 3, 2, 1. And rest in 3, 2, 1. Good job today. I know it was tough, but think about how much work we put in with just a band. Next, you can follow my stretches or you can listen to your body and do what feels good. I just like to start with opening up my chest. I know we did a lot of arms and abs. Opening up those hips to an upward dog. You can rock side to side. You can do some neck rotations. You can lift and lower your feet. Just do whatever feels good to your body. Let's send it back into a child's pose. Open up those hips. We got those glutes hard as usual. When you're ready, roll up into a downward dog. You can pedal out those feet to get a good stretch in your calves. Walk your hands to your feet. Let's stretch out those hamstrings and low back. You can rock side to side. Just do whatever feels comfortable to you. We're doing a little bit of extra stretching today because I personally feel tight. So let's do a little bit of cat and cow. The next one we can call spicy cat and cow, but I'd like to do a little rotation throughout my spine, just rounding and then coming back into that arch, and then switch directions. Get those hips and spine moving. Finish here with whatever feels good to your body. I want to take this time to thank you for joining this Lagree and Pilates reformer inspired workout. We put in a lot of work with just a band, so you could do this anywhere. Bodies by her.